Hello, Stampers. Hopefully this is working. My camera seems my camera's a bit off, but hopefully it is straight for you guys. Because right now it's not so straight for me, but hopefully this finds you well. I'm just calling up my Facebook page on my iPad so that I can see if there's any comments that come in. So just give me one sec while I pull that up, and it always is a challenge for me. I have no idea why it is so challenging for me, but here we are. I think it's there. I think it's working. Hi, Sandy, you're here. Hopefully this is straight and you guys can focus. It's a good height. I made the mistake of moving my camera. I did a spring clean of my craft room and moved my camera mount, and now I'm not sure that it's in the best spot. But anyway, hopefully this finds you well. Hopefully you have been outside and enjoying the nice warm weather before the cold front comes in. I know it's really, really windy out there right now, so I think the weather's changing, and if my head is any indication, it is changing now. But anyway, it is spring, so we are anticipating lots of changes like that. So I decided today, some of us are finding challenges, I guess is the nice way to put it, of being at home, being safe at home, but some people have gone from really, really, really busy, hectic, chaotic lives, running children around to sports events and, running dance events, whatever, school, homework, work, and then all of a sudden they have nothing, and no sports, no activities, no socializing, and they're really struggling being at home. So I thought today that I would do something a little bit different, and I would show stamps. So a lot of times when you see cards, videos, and that, there's people use a lot of equipment, a lot of supplies. You need a lot of things in order to do these cards. So I decided today to try and do a card that I can show you that would be good for people that have very little stuff at home, okay, up to somebody who has it all. So basically it's a basic card, so this would be really good for a beginner. It's really just stamping and gluing. This one gets a little bit more fancier with a little bit of embellishments, but it's still, you don't need a lot of equipment. As long as you've got scissors and a paper cutter and some ink and paper, you're good to go, and a little bit of ribbon. And then this one kind of is for the avid crafter, and this one steps it up a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to make all three of these so that if you are at home and you are a beginner stamper, you can still make beautiful cards. You don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to make some beautiful cards. You can, and you probably will once you get addicted, because stamping is an addiction. But you don't need to. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to start off with this basic one. People have found that coloring is really, really good for stress. So is stamping. And stamping, sometimes we do a lot of coloring in stamping as well. So really, if you're at home, I don't want to use the word stuck at home. If you are safe at home, and really not knowing what to do with you or your children, card making is a really good hobby to get involved in, and it's something that you can do with the kids. I'll show you really quickly. So Stampin' Up! Does cater to beginner stampers that don't have a lot of things at home. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to wait for my video to catch up with me, because the live is on delay. So yeah, you can't get the whole page in here because my camera's too close. But Stampin' Up! Does what we call all-inclusive kits. And the all-inclusive kits comes with everything that you need other than regular glue to make these. And look at how beautiful these are. Like, can you not think, just sitting with your children and making these, or sitting with you if you're at home and getting a little bit stir crazy. You can see here what the kit comes with. So it even comes with a little block that you can use for the stamps. So it comes with the block, it comes with the stamps that you need, it comes with paper, and it even comes with envelopes. So the kits are a really good way for beginners to start. And here's an absolutely gorgeous one that comes with coloring. So you can color these. And there's different size cards, so some of them are perfect for mailing and some of them are perfect for hand delivery. Socially isolating, of course, not going to visit, but you can put them in the mailbox and ring the doorbell and run. Do a dash and run. Here's another kit as well. This is right now is on back order, but you can still order it. This is great if you have some more masculine people to give to. And again, it's all inclusive. Comes even with a block, comes with the special adhesives, you just need glue. And here's another one as well. Look at how cute these are. Perfect for spring. Okay, so kits are a really good way to begin stamping. If you're at home and would like to try it, you've always wondered about trying it, kits are a perfect way to go. The other way to go is with tutorials, and I do have tutorials for these available, so message me if you're interested. But we'll get started with this one. So we're going to start with the basic one. So what we need for all of the cards, we need a piece of Sahara Sand cardstock, and this is just a normal piece of cardstock cut in half. Okay, so it measures 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to, this is one tool that if you are going to try stamping that you should get. Okay, this is a paper cutter and trimmer, and you can score on this one as well. So you'll see that there's two different blades here, two different colors. One is a blade and one is a scoring tool. So you want to put the blade out of the way because we're not going to be cutting, we are going to be scoring. So I'm just going to measure this at 4 1/4, score line here, and you can see, if I can pull that up to the camera, that it has scored. Okay, and then you can use a bone folder if you want. I usually just fold it over like this because I'm too lazy to find my bone folder. And there you go. You have a card base. All right, and then what we need is a piece of 5 1/4 by 4, and that's for the inside of your card. We need a piece of petal pink, which is 5 1/4 by 4, and that is your layer. And then we need a piece of whisper white for stamping, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. So I'll put all the measurements below in this message at the end of this video so that you can cut your paper if you would like to make these cards. All right, so the two inks that we need for this is Petal Pink and Sahara Sand. So I'm going to get started with the Sahara Sand. So what have you been up to, Sandy? You've been stamping, creating? We've been spring clean. Well, I shouldn't say we. My husband has been spring cleaning. It's been awesome. It is great. All right, so what I'm going to do is I've put the stamp on a block. I'm just going to ink it up. Now I'm going to do something called stamping off because I don't want it to be full strength on the paper. I want it just to be very subtle in the background. So to stamp off, all you do is stamp once on the piece of paper, on a scrap piece of paper, and then stamp. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just fill up this piece of paper just randomly, always stamping off. I can even do some additional stamp offs that give it kind of like a ghost color, I guess. All right, just like that. So just randomly, all different directions. You don't have to do them in one order or anything. Now I'm going to take the flower and I'm going to do the same thing, stamp off and stamp. And I'm just going to randomly put them. I'm going to overlap some. Oops, that one I didn't stamp off very well. And just fill in some of the spots. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this because I'm notorious for dropping things in my ink. Fussy cutting and getting ready for tomorrow. What do you have tomorrow? Okay. Petal pink. Fussy cutting is so relaxing. Some people do not like it, but it is relaxing. I'm just going to give my stamps a quick clean so I don't contaminate if I decide to put a different color on. All right, with my well-loved chamois. Then I'm going to take the petal pink and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp off with the butterfly, and I'm just going to randomly put probably 3 butterflies, maybe 4, maybe 5. There we go. You can do whatever you want, however it looks. I will clean my butterfly, and that's it. We are done the base of the card. How simple is that? So no matter how many years of stamping experience you have, you can do this. So if you're brand new, never stamped before, you can do it. All right, now we're going to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to send, so right now, there's a lot of people at home, a lot of people, you know, not used to being isolated and feeling very sad. So we're still getting mail service here in Canada. So let's send some mail. Okay, I can't see over top of this. I'm hoping this is centered. Hopefully. Let's guess. You guys will be able to put your head over it. I can't. If I... Okay, let's flip it over. I'm going to bring this closer to me so I can see it, so I don't waste another piece of paper. Pardon my head if you can see it. I'm still not quite over it, but a little bit better. Not perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's the thought that matters, right? And then all we do is put this together, and we're done the outside. Simple, simple, simple. So a little bit of glue. Okay, I use the multi-purpose Tombow glue that Stampin' Up sells. I love it. A little bit goes a long way. You can really use any glue that you have at home. All right, so now we're going to adhere our stamped backdrop to our petal pink. 5 days of videos. That's impressive, Sandy. You guys should check out Lolly and Sand. She's a friend of mine who's also a fellow demonstrator, and she's been bringing some cheer to all of her customers and anyone who tunes in 5 days a week doing stamping. So that's awesome. I wish I could. I'm still working full time, so I cannot do that every day, but I will try and get another video in. And then I'm going to use something called dimensionals, if I can find where I put them. I put them somewhere safe. Too safe. Now I can't find them. All right, that's okay. There they are. So these are dimensionals. These are an adhesive. It pops things up. I sometimes call them poppers. They pop things up, so it just adds a little bit of dimension to your project. So if you are new to stamping, this is one extra that I would recommend that you get. Okay, and then we just want to stick, we don't want to put it right in the center. We kind of want to do a third of the way down. And there you go. Outside finished. How easy is that? For the inside, okay, we'll come back. We'll do another sentiment. I'll show you how I can show you how you adhere these two if you are brand new to stamping. This is the stamp set that I'm using. Okay, I will just show you really quickly. I keep all these little pieces so that I don't lose the stick on the back. Okay, so here's a feather. We're not going to be using that today, but all you do is with your sticker on here, you just put it down and you're ready to go. Okay, simple, simple, simple. All right, so we're gonna come back and we're gonna stamp our fern. So I'm gonna open up the Sahara sand. Well, hopefully Facebook will cooperate for you. I know we've been having some troubles with it going in and out and in and out. I think so many people are on it. Again, I stamped off. Just stamp this in the corner. Just a nice, subtle fern. It's really pretty. And then, oops, I almost did that in Sahara sand. You could do it in Sahara sand if you want, but I did want to do it in petal pink. Okay, I'm not going to do the inside of the other two cards because it's all basically the same, or you can step it up if you want, but I did all three the same. So I'm only going to do one card for the inside to show you. Okay, and that's hugs and prayers and lots of love. I guess I better move. My camera's off, so I'm not... Normally, I can stamp down here, but I can't. You guys are missing it. All right, and I'm just going to stick a butterfly kind of coming in and off the page like that. And that's it. So you have lots of room here to write a little note. You know, say hi to a neighbor, say hi to a friend, say hi to a doctor or a nurse, just anybody that may need a little cheering up at this time, which I think is pretty much the entire world. I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to limit how much news we listen to, and we just are staying home and staying safe, and we're just praying that it all goes well. All right, one card done. Now we're gonna do, so that card, all you really needed was a paper trimmer and then the paper and the ink. This one is exactly the same. You don't need a die cutting machine, you don't need an embossing machine. So, but you can see it's a little bit stepped up. So we've added some Winkastella, which is a little paintbrush here on the butterflies. We've popped the butterflies up, so we've, instead of putting them flat on the card, I've stamped them on scrap paper and popped it up, and then we've added some ribbon. So I will show you how we're going to do that one. We'll do that really quickly. I have pre-cut 2 butterflies so that I'll show you how to do the one, but I pre-cut 2 so you didn't have to sit here and watch me fussy cut with scissors. So fussy cutting is a term that we use. So again, it's the exact same supplies, okay? So this is for the inside of the card, which we won't do. I'll just do the outside. So fussy cutting is just good old cutting with some paper snips. So again, we're going to come in, stamp off, and just do random patterns all over, all different directions, whatever. It doesn't, just do whatever, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see I'm just kind of, every card will be a little bit different. I'm just kind of sticking it down somewhere. All right. Same thing, flower. I'm just going to put in some. This time I'm not going to do the butterfly on this piece of paper. So that's it. We're done this. Okay. We're not going to adhere it right now because we have to adhere the ribbon, but I will move that over, and I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to stamp a butterfly that I am going to then fussy cut. So I'll just stick it down here so I don't waste a lot of paper. All right, and find my snips, which are also in somewhere safe. Now, when you're fussy cutting, you don't want to be moving your scissors, okay? You want to move the paper. So the paper will move, not the scissors. So if you can see, I'm moving. Hopefully this is on the camera. Let me just check. I move it up a little bit up. Oh, I really got to get my camera sorted out. All right. up. I'm going to leave the antennas and come back to those. Okay. See how I'm moving? I'm going to actually just cut this so I don't have a big piece of paper. But you see how I'm moving the paper? I'm not moving the scissors. The scissors are always staying in the same spot. Okay. And there we go. Some people absolutely hate fussy cutting. I don't mind it. I actually find it very relaxing. How about you, Sandy? Do you like fussy cutting? I find it very relaxing, and same with coloring. I love coloring. I could color all day long. I'm just putting that in the rubbish so it doesn't end up on my nice clean floor, because I did clean my craft room. I know it's not going to last. I always have pieces of paper and glitter everywhere. And there you go. We're done. That's all you have to do. So you would stamp and cut 3 of these out. All right. And then we're going to take the Wink of Stella. We're just going to add a little bit of glitter. Okay. So it is a paint. It's if you push here, you'll get some more of the glitter come down. I think I have... Don't ever push over top of your project because it can come really fast and then it'll make a big blob. Always do it away from your project. If you need more paint to come down the tube. I don't know, can you guys see that glitter? I'll put it up to the camera. So all I'm doing is I'm just painting really quickly some glitter just over the wings, and it's just adding a little bit of bling. Us stampers, we often like to add bling to our cards. Okay, so again, this is kind of a stepped up card. So if you do get my tutorial, the step up card is still fairly basic. It's still not requiring a die cutting machine, but it is, I almost made a boo-boo there because I wasn't paying attention, but it is using a little bit more. So I would recommend, if you are doing the stepped up card, to use some glue dots. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our ribbon. This is an Organ Petal Pink ribbon, okay? And I'm just going to measure it just so it's a little bit wider than the card, and then give it a snip. Okay, and we want it to go around, so you could put it all the way around the card, but that why waste ribbon? No one sees the back of it. So this is what I typically do, is put it where I want it, turn my card over, and then I'm going to put 2 glue dots on either side, and that will hold down my ribbon. So these little glue dots, they're just tiny little adhesive dots. They're great for using ribbon, great for small areas. Okay. I do recommend, if you are using the ribbon, that you do get glue dots. I think they're like $7 or $7.50 a pack, and you get lots of them in it. So they will last you a long time. And you just flip it over. This one I did a little bit too small. I should move the glue dot over, but let's see. That should be good. Okay, that's adhered. So then what we're going to do is we're going to stick this down with some glue. So I'm going to move the ribbon out of the way. I'm feeling very claustrophobic here, I think because of having my camera in the wrong spot. Yeah, I'm not good at fussy cutting either, but I'm not a perfectionist, so if people don't, if people look at it and find and critique it, well, that's their issue, not mine. Right? It's the thought that counts. So I like fussy cutting. Sandra says she likes fussy cutting, but she's not very good at it. All right, so there we go. So let's stamp the sentiment, because then I can get these stamps and the ink out of the way. We'll use the same sentiment. Hopefully I do better at hitting the piece of paper. You could cut out after you stamp, and that way it is centered. I'm just gonna stick my head in the way. All right, that's okay. That'll do. We are there. Now I'm gonna shut this and move this out of the way till we need it for the next one. Okay, I'm gonna glue this on here. You don't need a lot of glue. That's probably too much glue. If you put too much glue on, it will stick out the sides and it'll make a mess. Okay, so there's that. So we're gonna put this right across the ribbon. Actually, this is too big. Okay, I'm gonna make a mess of my scissors. For some reason, I did not measure this properly. Okay, I'm gonna stick this where I want it. It's okay that it's upside down. I'll turn it around. And I'm just gonna trim off this side. There you go. This way we can see a little bit of the ribbon peeking out of the side. Might even put it off. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a piece of ribbon here. I just kind of eyeball how big of a loop I want. I don't want it too big. And just give it a trim off. All right. So I'd like it to be sitting kind of like this on the card and then have this coming over top of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick a glue dot to hold it together. So this is why I suggested if you are doing this card that you do want the glue dots, because if you're using white glue, this would just be very messy. So I just put a glue dot in between there and stuck it together. So now it's holding. And now I'm gonna place it where I want it on my card. And then I'm gonna put glue dots underneath to hold it down. All right. Of course, the glue dot is sticking to my fingers. All right, and so I'm gonna stick it like that, and then I'm gonna just put one underneath. This little tool here that I'm using is called a take your pick tool. It is great. There's different attachments that you can get. This one has some goopy stuff on it that you can pick up tiny things. This is a pick tool. There's also a brush. There's also things that you can emboss with. So there we go. So that's all we do. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on our sentiment. Okay, I'll put the glue dots over here. Hey Michelle, how are you? You having a good day? All right. And we're gonna pop this guy up. You should put these in the garbage. Don't throw them on the ground like I am, or on the thing. And stick it there. Okay, so the ribbon just adds a little bit. Now what we're gonna do with our butterflies is I'm going to curl up one side. Okay, so I'm just using my bone folder. You can use whatever, you can even just fold it. I'm gonna put a dimensional on the side that I didn't fold up. And I am going to just plop them down. So this one I'm gonna stick here. So I want this side to be flipped up. Stick a dimensional on the back. Okay. And this one I'm gonna put this way, so I wanna do the other side. Stick a dimensional on the back. If you can get it off. There you go. So, and then all you do is glue it on. So here is, again, no die cutting machine, just a stepped up version of this one. So we've just added a little bit more bling. I don't know if you can see on the butterflies, the Winkostella, so it just gives you a little sparkle. Hopefully you can see that. I can't tell if you can see that in the camera or not. All right, so that's the 2 cards. Now we're gonna do, I'm gonna clean up my mess. And we're gonna do a stepped up version. So this is one where you do have a die cutting machine, and we have lots of little layers and pieces to do on it, okay? So I have done some of the layers pre-cutting and stamping so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do it. Saves a little bit of time. Not a lot, but a little bit. Hopefully I don't lose the pieces. That's what always happens. Okay, so you can see these butterflies. So these, I have this stamp set is the Positive Thought stamp set. Okay, this is in our occasions catalog. We have as a coordinating product, we have dies that go with it. These are only available until March 31st. They will be, however, in the new annual catalog that will be coming in June. So you won't be able to order them between March 31st and June, but you can get them right now still until Tuesday. Tuesday is the end of our celebration and the end of the coordinating products. So these will no longer be available, but they are coming back. So it's a really good investment if you like this set to get it now. Okay, because this will be in the annual catalog from what I understand. All right, so here are the pieces again. You'll always stamp first. So stamp before you glue. Okay, and that way if you mess up, you don't waste all your paper. Okay, so we're going to stamp on here, and we're going to stamp on the back one. So I'm going to bring my ink in, and let's just do some stamping. I'll try and not talk so much so that I can get this done. So again, just random. Don't forget to stamp off because it is really dark if you don't. Okay, and just kind of all over the place. You don't have to make any pretty design. This is a die cut. I love this die cut. And I'm just gonna do this again. I'm just adding, with all of these layers, I'm just adding dimension to the card, okay? So bring in the flower, and again, stamp off, stamp off, stamp off, put that to the side. You do want a scrap piece of paper underneath you because look at mine, it's very messy with this card. Okay, you don't want to use good cardstock for that. Okay, so you just kind of random all over the place. And I am going to put a couple of little pink butterflies on this one. I just put my hand in the ink. You don't want to do that because that will not be good. I bet you anything I get ink all over my card now. Okay, so I'm going to stamp off this butterfly because I don't want to take the emphasis away from the ones that I am sticking on here. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to pop this one up with dimensionals. Let me move my actually let's do the sentiment while I have the ink open. Okay, this may or may not be centered. Yay, that one worked. Woohoo! Sheer luck. All right, let's put that over to the side. I'm gonna pop this one up. All right. So Michelle, how are you finding working from home? Are you able to do it okay? I was just talking to a girlfriend of mine, and both she and her husband, they both work for the federal government, and they're both working from home, but they live in the country, so they're having some internet issues with having enough bandwidth to do meetings and stuff. So they're having a few challenges, but they're making it work like the rest of us. All right. Okay, so we're just going to stick this right in the middle. So you want to center it. There we are. And then we're going to just adhere this with just standard glue onto the petal pink. All right. You just want to center it. The glue is really good in that you have a couple of seconds. I'm just going to trim this. I didn't realize that I have some fuzzies here. If you get fuzzies, you can either use a nail file or you can just trim it. Both work perfectly. All right, so what I'm going to do then with this guy is I'm going to put some glue on the back here. Okay, so this is the front, so I'm putting the glue on the back. I'm just going to put just a wee little band right close to the edge. And I'm going to center this one, this just decorative piece here, on there. All right. Let it, this is, you're gonna get glue all over you. Or I get glue all over me anyway. Isn't that cute? Just adds just a little bit of gump to it. Now these are, yes, they're still a rectangle like the first two cards, but they are using a die to cut. And so these are the stitched rectangle dies. So again, if you're making the Avid, I'm calling this the Avid card, you do need a die cutting machine in order to do this card, okay? So we're going to pop this up. Now you can see that I only need dimensionals on the very outside, and then we can just put some glue on the inside, because we don't want to pop it up on top of a popped up spot already. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that here, peel these off. Getting there. Is it raining out yet, Sandy? I know the weather's changing. I have to get out and get the dog walked right after this, so I will be a little bit delayed putting the video on, putting the dimensions on the video. Okay, so there we go. So you can see that I didn't put it right in the middle. I put it down a little bit, so we do want to off-center it. It's just a little bit more pleasing to the eye to be off-centered. I still have room to be able to poke in here. Okay, so I want to get these guys placed in here before that glue dries. So I'm just going to randomly, so these I stamp first and then I cut them out using the dies. Okay, and I'm just going to randomly stick these in. We're just having all we're doing is adding a little bit of layers. Okay, and I am doing them flat down. You could pop them up if you wanted to, but I'm not, because I would like to be able to mail this. And if I pop up too many layers, then you have to pay a lot more postage. So just keep that in mind when you're popping up stuff with your dimensionals, that you don't want it too thick, because if it can't fit through the manual sorter, then you get charged more money for them. Okay, and then these little sprigs are really cute, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on them and just randomly stick them in wherever they'll fit. Okay. Oh no. Now I got glue on my desk, and I'm gonna get my project messy. Okay, so I am just gonna stick it in a layer. See, I just lift up. put down. My fingers are all sticky now. Looks like we may get rain soon. Yeah, it's supposed to. We're supposed to get a big thunderstorm, like a cold front's supposed to be coming through. So we enjoyed some spring weather today. My tulips have all come up and my crocuses, but the bunny rabbits have eaten my tulips already. So I don't think I'm going to get to see any, which is kind of sad. I love tulips. But the crocuses so far, they've left alone. So hopefully I'll get some crocuses up, peeking through soon. All right, and I'll just stick this guy. You can just put these wherever you like, wherever they make sense. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with the butterflies. We're going to put a little bit of sparkle on them. Okay, this is the Winkostella. This is my go-to. I use this on so many projects. I think it's about $11 in the catalog. It adds bling without needing a heat gun or anything like that. So it's perfect for your starter kit if you're just starting out. If you are thinking of starting with crafting, now until March 31st is the best time to join Stamping Up. We have the best starter kit. So we're going to let those dry. While we're letting it dry, I will adhere it to the outside of your card. And then we're almost done. 3 cards. Woohoo! And they're all tailored towards different levels of crafting. Or different supply levels, whatever you have. All right. Okay, so it's dry. It doesn't take long to dry. So we're just going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, just like that. So this one I'm going to curl up a little. Actually, I'm not going to pop this because it's already popped up too high. So I'm just going to glue down. I'm just putting glue on one wing. And then the other one will stick up a little bit. Just because I bent it. Okay. So this one I'm going to stick up. So put glue on this side. Stick it down. All right. There we are. Did I glue this on? And it moved. It moved. Let's see if I can peel it. Uh-oh. Okay. What do I do? What do I do? Do you see what happened? I put the glue on and it moved. So white glue is great in that you can move it, but it's not good if you don't notice that it moves and you don't want it to move. So I am going to try to peel it off and stick it down again. That's not going to work very well. All right. Let's fix this. You know what? I'm just going to rip it off and get a new piece of paper if I can't salvage this one. That's what I'm going to do. So you want to be careful that you don't rip your card. See, this stuff happens to the best of us, eh? You got to pay attention. Pay attention, Jen. All right. I think I can still use this card. So I'm going to add some more glue. So you do only have a couple minutes with this white glue before it's pretty tacky and it will rip your paper if you have to move it, as you can see. So you want to make sure you get it on properly. There we go. And don't let it move. Ha, there, stay. All right. Heather, hi Heather, how are you? hopefully you have the day off today, and hopefully everybody at your residence is doing well and healthy. I hope so. I think of you every day when I'm at home safe and you're on the front lines. So I hope you're doing well. Okay, so this is a card using the Positive Thoughts bundle. Okay, again, this is only available until the 31st. This will be available until the new catalog starts. So this is for the Avid crafter. This is for somebody that has a Big Shot machine. Okay, here is the same card, stepped up a little bit. So you do not need a Big Shot machine or a die cutting machine. This is all fussy cut, but we've just added a little bit of embellishment. Popped up things a little bit more, so we've got a little bit more depth and dimension to it. And then here's a card that is perfect for somebody that is just starting out and that doesn't have a lot of embellishments and that at home. So a basic card, a stepped up card, and an Avid card. Okay, all with this basically the same equipment, all with the same stamp set. So you don't need to have tons of stuff at home in order to make beautiful cards. You can still make them with just stamp, ink, and paper and glue. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed making these. I do want to show you, I took part in a color challenge. I haven't posted this yet, but I basically did the exact same card. So I did the Avid card, okay, but their challenge was to use colors. I'll show you what they are. We had to use Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Terracotta Tile, and Mango Melody. So we had to use these 4 colors, and these colors are not my colors. I normally do not play with these colors altogether, and I don't know why, because I actually did that exact same card in those colors, and I love it. It's a lot brighter, it's a lot cheerier, but I love the subtle ones, but I also love this. So let me know what you think, which one you like better, and I'll be posting that one on my blog as well with this. So again, if you want to take advantage of Celebration, it is the biggest sale of the year for Stampin' Up. It ends in 2 days, so you only have 2 more days to take advantage of it. What it is if you spend $60 before tax and shipping, you get to order something free from the Celebration brochures. There's lots of cool stuff in it, lots of beautiful paper. It is while supplies last, so do make sure that you don't wait, because it's only 2 days and there's always a rush right now. Everybody, I hope you are staying healthy and staying happy, doing some self-care. Stamping is a great way for stress relief. So, and I think everybody at this point in time is feeling pretty stressed with the way things are going. So stamping is a great release. So if you do want to place an order and you do live local to Guelph, I am offering free shipping from now until the 31st. You do have to place the order through me, and I will make sure that it gets in on the order that I'm doing on the 31st. So please message me if you do want to place an order and want to take advantage of the free shipping. And I will try and jump on one night during the week. I'm not sure which night will work best with my work schedule, and show you a brand new bundle that is available April 1st. And I can't wait to show it to you, and you can order it as of April 1st. So I will be playing with that for the rest of the day after I walk the dog and cook dinner. And hopefully I'll have a couple of cards to show you. So have a great week. and take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye.